Happy New Year, everybody. We welcome you to our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni of the playoff-bound Philadelphia Eagles. It's our weekly one-on-one presented by Wawa. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. And Coach, let's start with that. How does it feel to hear and feel and know that you are heading to the playoffs? The fans, of course, are dancing in the streets and happy and excited about what's ahead. How does the head coach take the news?
Sure, we're excited. You're always excited. I think that's always a goal at the beginning of the year is that you continue your season past the 17 games that you're going to play. And so we're very excited about that, but not getting ahead of ourselves. And, last night, like I said to the players yesterday, hey, be a fan tonight, root for what we need. We took care of our business, root for the things that we want to happen tonight. But then, when tomorrow hits, we correct the tape and we start to prepare for Dallas, and that's where we are right now.
Did you allow yourself, when you came into the NovaCare complex on Monday at all, hugs, high fives, any sort of just kind of, hey, guys, we accomplished something here?
Yeah, sure. We of course we were excited. I think a lot of that happened last night. We were all on texting back and forth with each other. So we got our virtual high five and hugs and high steps and whatever else. We were excited last night. Like I said, though, we all know the job description, what we need to do next, and that's just stay focused on every little bit in this long season and get ready to go for this week and not look too far ahead and not look too far behind.
Just correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember talking to you early in the season, and you said that you were somebody you beat yourself up after a loss, a tough game, a tough outing. I wonder, after reaching the postseason, did you just in private raise a glass and just feel it?
No, I think what you get as coaches is you're like, man, I wish I could have had this one back or that one back, and you always are thinking that way. And so, you're just always looking for ways to get better. And I think that's just what we do as coaches. That's who we are. You accomplish something, and I think you're thinking about the plays you want back from the last game, and you're just thinking of ways to get better. So, obviously, hey, we're excited, no doubt. But, that's just kind of the way it is in the NFL and the way I've been around coaching for my entire life.
Speaking of coaching and this coaching staff, you were able to get contributions from all corners of the roster. And what does that say about your coaching staff? Their ability to continually work with players, improve them, and have them ready whenever their number is called. It doesn't happen with every team.
I think it speaks a lot about the entire building, right? And so that's first with Howie and his staff of getting talented players in here to work with. And then it speaks a lot about the coaches that work with the guys and to help develop them. And then it speaks a lot to the player itself, the most to the player itself, of being the talented way they are and being coachable and being ready to step in when their time is called. So it's an organizational thing of what we're impressed by. And that's what you love about this game, that it takes everybody. It takes everybody in the building to win games. It takes everyone in the building to go to the playoffs. And that's why this is the greatest team sport. It extends off the field. And what a great organization we have to work in and excel in, because this is a fantastic organization.
If this is not a redundant question, please, what makes you proud of the football team in 2021?
Again, I just love the toughness, the grittiness, the grimy, the physical. Like that's who we are. We know who we are as a football team. We play to our strengths. And we got great leaders on this football team. You're going to win a lot of games when you have toughness on your football team, and we got a lot of that. And then when you have good leaders, the sky's the limit. And so we just have great leaders on this football team. Can't speak enough about the leaders that we have. And I always am going to talk about the captains first, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham, Jalen Hurts and Alex Singleton, Rodney McLeod. And then you talk about Lane Johnson and Darius Slay. Who else is a great leader? Boston Scott and Greg Ward. They are able to step in when their number is called. I can't say enough about Greg Ward and Boston Scott, that they accept their role of what they're in. They work to get better every single day. And when their number's called, they make plays. That's what good teams do. They have leadership at all levels in all positions to do that. And their percentage of making plays when called upon is very high. And I can't say enough about that.
Nick, when you hired your coaching staff, you were asked many times, why not a veteran presence, somebody to kind of guide you along? You didn't do that. You stayed with the coaching staff. How have you just been able to, as the head coach, navigate through a season that has been anything but a straight line?
I've been really fortunate that the coaches I've been around have put their arm around me and guided me and talked me through why they were doing things, right? Going back to my last job with Frank Reich, not only would he lead by example with me, when he found that when he saw the time to explain a scenario to me, he would. And how unbelievable is that? And then the other coaches I've been around. I mean, I grew up in a coaching household, so many lessons from my dad and my brothers, and then my college football coach Larry Karras. And so I've just been so fortunate to be around a lot of good coaches that have prepped me for this moment. And those same coaches, my dad has to accept my phone calls, so he still, but I text Coach Karras last week. For some advice about a certain situation. I text Frank yesterday, and so and talked to him yesterday. So again, these guys didn't turn their phones off when I don't work for them anymore or play for them anymore. And so I'm able to have that open communication when I need. And there's other coaches I'm not even mentioning right now. I'm just mentioning those three guys right now. But there's other coaches that have been there for me throughout this year when I need to ask them a question throughout the league.
And finally, Nick, Rodney McLeod, I find it very appropriate that he made the big play against Washington. I mean, here's a guy who's had success in the league and coming back from a devastating knee injury and missed the first 3 games and admittedly worked his way back into becoming a productive safety in his mind. And to me, is that kind of the epitome of what your program has been all about? You really rely on the veterans, and you want everybody to get 1% better and work really hard and be a team player.
Sure, Rodney's just a great leader. He made a game-changing play. I know it wasn't the last play last week, but he made a game-changing play last week in the game, right? 2 of them, right? He had the interception, and then he caused an interception for a touchdown that sealed it. He ends the game this week with an unbelievable catch that we'll be showing in the wideout meetings, right? How good of a catch that was. And so that's what you want out of your veteran leaders. Rodney's been a part of a lot of winning teams, and it's just great to have a guy like Rodney on this football team to lead this football team. He does it with his play. He does it with the way he goes about his business by example, and then he does it vocally as well. And that's what good leaders do. And obviously he was near his home yesterday to make a big play at home. I know how much that can mean to guys as well, to seal a game like that near your hometown. I think that's pretty special as well.
Great stuff. Head coach Nick Sirianni, our weekly one-on-one presented by Wawa. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck on Saturday night primetime against the Dallas Cowboys.
Thanks, Dave.